So this is a project that I worked on a year ago. It's probably been a year, or right around a year ago. I had done a project for my mom and it had these little bricks on it. And I know it's weird, but I really enjoyed the process of making all the little bricks and painting them. And so I was thinking of what could I do that would be a building or something that had bricks in it. And my first thought was First Avenue. And I was like, I could do the black building with white stars, and that would be cool and super easy. And I was going through something, and I came across my JoeHouse CD from a gazillion years ago. And there you go. There's a brick wall on it. So I was like, okay, let's make a JoeHouse. I had been making other birdhouses, and so I had this birdhouse base, and that's why it's a birdhouse. If I were to do it now, I would do it differently. I didn't share it with anybody, but just a couple of people, because JoeHouse is a place for me that is kind of happy, but also melancholy. Like, over the years, like, okay, those of you who don't know, JoeHouse was a coffee house in Brookings in the mid 90s. They had bands play, and I hung out there with multiple roommates, probably 6 different groups of friends over the years, between it being JoeHouse, Jackalope, and then later on it was the Dakota Pub when I went back to school for teaching. And so I spent a lot of time there with a lot of different people, and a lot of people that I really loved and cared about, and had so much fun with. And so of course those are great, happy memories. But then there are some people that, left your life, and, you haven't seen in years, and it's like, oh, you think about it and that's sad. And, I think one of the biggest things for me is I always wanted to be one of the cool kids. And for a couple seconds, I kind of thought I was, but found out that I wasn't one of the cool kids. But anyway, I still have that sad, happy place for JoeHouse in my heart. And when I was making this, I was pretty happy when I was making this. Anyway, it is a miniature JoeHouse, and let me show you some of the details. It is a birdhouse. Let me show you some of the details. Here's the sign that was on the side of the building, one more reference for the real thing. Okay, so here's the sign on the outside. Oops, sorry, dropped my phone. Represent a little KSDJ. My couple roommates and I were DJs, like a lot of people who hung out at JoeHouse. Some of the favorite bands, my favorites were always This One Is Mine and Praying to Aliens and The Flow. Have Nelson Riley. Little sign. Okay. And then inside, again, this is one of the first things I would fix. Some things, I'm not going to talk about that though. But okay, so in here, let me move the light so you can see it. I looked at some old pictures and to get some ideas of like what to paint the walls and the artwork and all of that kind of stuff. There's a little drum set down here with some little microphones and a set list, and I believe that's This One Is Mine set list. And then on this other side, there's a little bar, some little stools, the JoeHouse mugs, calendars. And those who know, if you look right here, that was the one thing that I wanted when JoeHouse closed. I'm like, I want that napkin back, and I do have it in my binder. Speaking of napkins, these are real JoeHouse napkins. Yes, they are. I had notes in my JoeHouse binder that I took one. They were notes written on napkins, and so I took one and cut it apart. So anyway, there she is. Little JoeHouse. One more thing, sorry. Oh no, I dropped it. Okay, put that back up there, right direction. Can you just imagine what's going on in there? 1995 or 1996. How much smoke would be rolling out that door?